Welcome to Pauapergeddon. This is the biggest Magic the Gathering Pauper event in the world. You have 20 minutes to make a deck out of just 4 commons. You have 20 minutes, Every player will have 20 minutes to build a deck containing only 4 cards. They begin the game with their entire 4-card deck in their hand and do not lose to drawing from an empty library. They'll have to pay for their spells though, so an example deck would be a Mountain, a Lightning Bolt, a Pyroblast, and a Mog Fanatic.
The vendors are seriously being overrun with people trying to gather these 4 cards for their deck.
Go over to the main hall and we're going to see if any vendors have any comments. I think because it's Pauapergeddon, it's very likely that they have a good selection of comments.
As our friend Tomer from MTG Goldfish just mentioned, there is an extra challenge today. The deck they are making today can only contain cards from the 10 cards everyone skips at the beginning of the booster pack. The Simple Common.
I just found this guy.
What does he do?
Oh, it has affinity for artifacts.
Which means the more artifacts you have, the cheaper this card is. With 2 artifact lands, you could play this for just 2, and it's a 2/1 that when it enters,
Force my opponent to discard a card, which should be enough.
These are the Pauper legal cards that you can cast without spending mana, rather than. We're going to see what we have at the vendors, find some of these cards, and cobble something together.
Okay, very good. Let's go.
Let's see if it's effective.
oh, that's another refurbished familiar.
Turn 1 bluff Fountain and then try to discard.
Do you guys have a good strategy to tell me about?
Yes. Our strategy is Troll of Khazad-dûm on turn 1.
We do have one big problem though. Oh, both of you have the same list. Everyone is showing us the same deck. So we have a tier 1 deck established. We have to see if anyone can beat the refurbished familiar meta. But some champions out there have a secret plan.
2 deserts because it also gives 2 toughness as well.
Oh, this
and then ginger fruit because it can make it unblockable as well.
This is very good. Does this beat the refurbished familiar deck that they're showing
I mean,
us?
I just saw it one ginger.
And some players out there just know that if you can't beat them,
What plan are the 3 of you discussing?
We are anti-metaing. We know what everybody's gonna do because we see what they are buying.
So what can you do to counter the metagame?
We are copying that plan.
All right, we got all the cards we need. Now, for the finishing touch, we're just going to get this altered by Shivan for a little bit of good luck. All right, right over here. Shivan!
I really hope Tomer and the others save our tournament from just being refurbished familiar mirrors.
You studied the metagame.
We know that will be 4 cards Pauper.
Are you kidding?
No, we guessed. We guessed. The plan is that on the play, we always win.
That's a strong claim to make.
Thank you. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Look at it. Okay, now I have to.
All right, let's run.
3, 2, 1, show us your cards! Let's go! All right, everybody find an opponent. Anyone who doesn't look particularly menacing. Everyone must find an opponent, pick at random who goes first, and then play 1 game with the 4 cards they have. If they tie, they play again, and the person who went second now goes first. And am I smelling hot sauce? Because some people really cooked.
I will cycle my Troll,
Oh no, he can't get a swamp in his deck. He doesn't have a library.
and with 2 mana left, I will Exhume.
Oh, that's very cool. Now that the troll is in his graveyard, he can use the last 2 mana he created with Dark Ritual to play Exhume, which allows each player to bring a creature back from their graveyard, and he has a troll just itching to come back because trolls are probably pretty itchy in general, really.
I will untap, and I'll go to combat.
His opponent is putting up a fight, but that troll is too big.
Last round, I will attack you.
Let's check in on the friends who came to this event prepared for 4-card Pauper. Planning ahead, their major strategy was to play Burning Inquiry, which discards 3 cards at random from every player. That usually destroys their opponent's game plan, but they don't mind because they discard a cute little Basking Root Wella. When it's discarded, you can pay 0 and put it into play, and then hit your opponent 20 times with it and win.
Thank you.
I think you're toast, my friend. And as expected, if you don't have any cards, you cannot win the game.
I cannot win. Yep.
Well done. Tomer knows about this. Let's see how many butts he's kicking.
Swamp. Tap it. Play the zombie.
Now let's explain a bit more about how Tomer is planning to take down his tournament. Nested Shambler is just a regular zombie. Psych! It's actually 3 squirrels in a zombie trench coat because when it dies, you make 1/1 squirrels equal to its power.
Lose 2 life. Mutagenic.
And that'll be relevant because mutagenic growth gives it +2/+2, making it a 3/3.
And then for my final thing,
And now for the genius grand finish.
Bad Mentali.
The card everyone has to read. You heard that right. Tomer is now going to need a big pair of scissors because he's the mayor of Value Town. His opponent will have to discard 2 cards and Tomer will now create 3 1/1 squirrels when his nested Chambler will hit the bin. But his opponent still has a goblin in his noggin and it's a 2/2 because his land is an artifact.
I'm stonewalled. I can't beat this.
Tomer, no! Let's have one moment of silence for that beautiful deck.
I regret nothing, although you should have helped me to our outfit.
The 2 friends seem to have had a pretty good idea. They both won their first game.
You won! Congratulations! What did you win with? Brian, come here. I think we found our new tier 1 deck.
All right, let's make this tournament smaller.
Everybody who lost their rounds, you may get up. You may leave the room.
Everyone who lost or tied had to leave the hall with their 4 cards and their dream of being a 4-card Pauper champion. But now let's turn our Eye of the Tiger onto the winners who are battling it out with the concoctions they made just 20 minutes ago. All the players left will have to find an opponent, look them in the eyes, try not to fall in love, and roll to see who goes first. Our troll patrol friend is still loose in the dungeon.
I believe you win.
This poor elf player didn't stand a chance, and our lizard wizard with his discard blizzard just took out our last refurbished familiar deck.
Yes. Yeah. And you attack for 2?
And if he blocks,
You win. If he blocks, you have a 3/3.
Yeah.
I thought these would be so much more of a problem, but they felt like cards fall into the graveyard when you cast Burning Inquiry. This round has taken out a lot of players, but some of our champions are still standing. And some crazy 4-card combinations are still floating around.
Did you win? Yes. Oh, they never expect Spell Pierce. Well done.
Round 3 can now begin.
14 players remain.
And in the first seconds, we already have a win?
What's your deck, sorry? It's impossible.
Okay. Wait, did someone just get eliminated immediately? Yeah, it's the Burning.
Let's see how our troll player's doing. Remember, we are just playing with commons. There are more than 10 of these for every rare out there. But this champ is still just putting an unblockable 6/5 on the battlefield on turn 1. And there we have it. Her cute little 2/2 goblin doesn't stand a micro chance. What? Goblin Grenade allows you to sacrifice a goblin to deal 5 damage to any target. Looks like the troll was no match for military grade goblinness.
That things. So made
You made a counter.
Or troll and they said, but troll is 6/5.
You put it the other way around.
It looks like most of the decks remaining are mono red goblin piles. It really is the top strategy right now. Turns out you don't need all that much fluff if you could just turn goblins sideways.
Our cowboy is out. Congratulations.
We're about to finally cut to our glorious top 8 players, fighting for prizes and bragging rights, but I'm afraid that the die roll will be much more important than normal because it's looking like most people are winning games are doing that with the same goblin strategy.
How many die rolls did you win so far?
0.
Wow, and you're still in it? That's a big achievement.
I need my opponent to play first.
Well, I was wrong about the die roll. This mad scientist's deck is actually really cool. They're playing 1 copy of Foil, which allows you to counter any spell if you discard an island and another card. They discard a Basking Root Walla, the notorious creature that lets you cast it instead of discarding it. And they then have a cheeky gut shot to hit any creature their opponent might play. How they came up with this in 20 minutes simply turns my mind to jello.
Congratulations to making it to the top 8.
Now we have an interesting top 8 players. No trolls, no refurbished familiars. Our first match is one of the 2 friends on the Burning Inquiry Lizard deck against someone playing mono red. Then we have another mono red player against a cool foil counterspell plan. The last 2 matchups are comprised of mono red against mono red with a grenade, and mono red with a grenade against the other of the future-telling friends who are convinced that they have solved the 4-card Pauper metagame.
Your name will go down in legend.
Okay, I found out the name for friend in Italian and it's Amico. So let's see how Amico number 1 of the Amici Gucci gang fares against Mono Red with a painful pomegranate. And he wins the die roll? Oh my Dr. Garfield, this is not going to go well for the red player.
3 cards and discards 3 cards and run.
So just as a recap, Burning Inquiry makes each player draw 3 cards, which is ignored when no one has a library, and then discard 3 cards at random. Since our Amico gets to discard a Basking Root Walla, which he then plays for free, if all goes according to plan, he'll be the only one left with a creature after this powwow.
You discard 3 cards. This is your card.
That'll be a breezy victory.
Good game.
Ironically enough, when red decks go mano a mano, they kind of stop attacking. Both of them have creatures, but attacking favors neither of them?
Because I've seen the Goblin Grenade, so I'm going to...
She has a Goblin Grenade, but if her opponent isn't at 5, then no one's gonna flinch.
Yeah, we got.
All right, there's another half to this table. How is Amico number 2 faring with his lizard and chaotic discard plan? So this Amico lost a die roll and is facing down a 1/1 creature that made a useless artifact. Oh no, that's not useless. The artifact is sacrificed to Kuldotha Rebirth, making 3 1/1 goblins. This is gonna be tough to beat. Here comes the Burning Inquiry. Everyone discards 3 cards at random, but our Italian friend gets a 1/1 lizard. He attacks.
I win.
Oh, our red player is finding out about the secret power-up text on Basking Root Walla. If you pay 2 mana, it becomes a 3/3 and can block as many goblins as it likes. This game is a draw. Now they have to reverse to see who goes first.
Yes. Oh, he's playing this well. He knows what's up. He knows he always wins on the play.
So I play Burning Inquiry, Rosvala. You like?
Then you don't have any cards in hand.
Okay.
Well done.
I'm curious to see how this plays out because I don't think the Rootwalla Inquiry strategy can beat our Mastermind on the counterspell plan. See, foil counters Burning Inquiry and the Gotcha always kills a Rootwalla before it gets pumped. Ooh, but
He has a deck that beat me. I don't know.
he has a deck that beats yours?
Yeah, but they draw 100% of them. They just tied.
They just tied. A tie messes things up, and we know about the other tie. That means everyone playing Mono Red just stared each other down into oblivion. Wait, that means
2 draws. The stakes are on. We have a finals already.
our 2 friends who came with their Burning Inquiry deck have made it to the finals, showing that preparation for me being kind of predictable can go a long way.
After what, like 70 people, 100 people, 50? I don't know. I can't count. That's why I'm not playing. I only count to 4.
Let's just explain their deck one last time. Card number 1 is Mountain. You need pretty good boots to climb them, but if you push them to the side, they tap for 1 red. Card number 2 is Burning Inquiry. Now this one is fire, literally. Wait, no, literally it's cardboard. Figuratively, it's blowing my mind because each player draws 3 cards, which doesn't do anything when you don't have a library. So literally, each player will simply discard 3 cards at random. Your opponent mostly just loses their game plan here, but you discard card number 3, Basking Rootwalla, which does 3 things. It can be played for 0 when discarding it due to his madness cost, so discarding it with Burning Inquiry simply belly flops it onto the battlefield. It can also be pumped for 2 mana. Usually it's a silly little 1/1, but for the low cost of 2 mana, you can make it eat a grizzly bear by turning it into a 3/3. It also has a smile that can steal your partner. Card number 4 is Forest. It's usually just a yard card because it's hidden in the bin with Burning Inquiry, but if you go second, you can use it to pump your Rootwalla into either winning your game or forcing a draw, because as scientists have taught us, a lizard can body slam a grizzly bear if you feed it just 2 mana. Now both of the friends have names.
Dario.
Ricardo.
You may roll to see who goes first. This is potentially the most important match in your lives, or at least mine.
Now this is important because usually this match would be a draw, as they're playing the same thing. However, whoever goes first will play Burning Inquiry. But since it discards at random, if it does not hit the Lavish Lizard, then one of the friends will have a game plan and the other will have a Rootwalla and nowhere to put it. Dario points. And he hit the Rootwalla!
Okay, I play this.
It looks like this game's gonna be a tie.
Okay.
And a forest.
Mountain and Forest hit the graveyard, but Ricardo's gonna get a Rootwalla. And now they each have a land, a Rootwalla, and a Dream, but that won't be enough to overpower the other.
So now you get to go first.
Now this match is really important, since if Ricardo plays the Burning Inquiry and he doesn't hit the Rootwalla in Dario's hand, he takes all the prize money.
Okay. Pick them 1 by 1. If you miss the Rootwalla...
Well, that'll do it. It's a tie.
There you go. Congratulations! They solved the metagame. They came with the same deck. They met in the finals. And it turned out to be the best deck in the room because you're both first in my heart and in wallpaper. Enjoy your money. Don't spend it all in one place. Oh, well, you have no choice. It's Cardmarket. Enjoy it. See you in the next video. Woo!